with ideas on what you should paint can be such a struggle. It's so frustrating. And that's why I want to show you what I personally do to overcome that. So whenever nothing seems to really excite me to paint or draw, I try to think about what I like. What is something that brings me joy? Is there something I really enjoy doing, enjoy looking at? Is there a specific color? So the first thing that came into my mind was, of course, my love for cats, and also lots of green and orange and blue colors that I saw when I was visiting Crete. So what I did, I actually just Googled cute cats and I found really cute pictures. And then I remembered I took a lot of pictures when I was visiting Crete, so I thought maybe we can combine some of them somehow together, because I took a lot of pictures of flowers and orange trees, and yeah, I really like this color scheme, so it really made me so happy to look at. So I opened my Photoshop and opened a new page and just simply copied the cat and the greenery picture that I took inside this file. Now, because I only wanted to draw one of those cats that I found, I cut out one of them and placed it on top of the greenery image below. And somehow I immediately saw that the cat looks really cute next to this big flower. So I was like, okay, maybe that's something I can work with. But I felt like that the green part was a little bit too much, so I placed the cat and the greenery following the rule of thirds, so that the cat is somehow like somewhere in the lower right side. And then I raised some of the greenery above the cat, so the corner is rather empty, because I felt like there was just too much green that I wanted to remove and see what else I can do with it later. So at this point, I felt like there's still something missing. So I tried to think about what else I could add to the painting. So I thought, okay, I like those greenery, yellowish colors. Maybe I can just add a pattern in the background. Maybe this would look good because I have so much going on in the foreground. And lately I also really enjoyed this retro vintage colors. Like they're not super vibrant, but more like subtle and very calm, but still colorful and cute. Like this corner, I thought maybe I can round it up somehow, and thought, let's maybe add a rainbow, because I think I saw it so many times on Instagram, on Pinterest, as an emoji, as a GIF, everything. So I thought, okay, let's do that and see how it works. And I was surprised. I really liked it. Because I also wanted some contrast to everything, I added those white flowers that you see on orange trees, and I thought it gives this collage a really fresh feeling. Now, if you don't have Photoshop, you can use any other app that allows you to edit and move around pictures like Procreate, or you can simply print out the images and make a collage on paper. Now, once I had a general idea of what I wanted to paint, I transferred this layout to my sketchbook and just lined out everything just to see how the collage and everything, like the composition, looks together. And then I used watercolor pencils to transfer this sketch onto my watercolor paper. And depending on what color you use, you either won't see the line out later because it will just melt with the watercolors, or you can create really cool effects with a different color. I think a lot of times when we struggle to come up with what we should draw or paint, it's because we stop listening within ourselves. We always kind of look for something that has already been made or already in the outside world that we could paint that doesn't necessarily bring us joy to actually paint or draw. So you tend to paint what you see instead of what you feel or what really brings you joy. Here, for example, I didn't start by just browsing random pictures with the thought of what I could paint. Instead, I reflected on what I like, what colors make me feel happy, what styles or vibes I'm currently liking. And from here, I developed this idea by combining all that. It's not like you can find a cat sitting around huge flowers with a cotton candy type of rainbow in the background. And if you do, please let me know where that is. But I simply combined different things to make something new. And I think this also helps you to remove those feelings of how something has to look like. If you, for example, paint a scenery that you see on a picture or in real life, you try to make it look just like your reference. And what can happen is that you either really like it, which is great, Or you could think that it could look better, different, or you think it's not even something that you actually enjoy painting, but you just wanted to paint something. So again, because it's something from the outside, you might not feel this connection to what you are actually painting. So it's easier to feel unhappy with the result. And if you just allow yourself to get creative with what you paint, to really think about what you care about, what brings you joy, even if you like painting sceneries but you got bored with the way you paint them, that you stop liking your art actually. Maybe it's time to switch things up and turn this into something new by adding new elements, the way you paint it, what colors or art mediums you could use. Just listen within yourself and listen to your intuition. I think nowadays it's so easy to just recreate art or just recreate things of reference pictures that we stop being creative ourselves and we lose touch with our inner artist. And that's why I believe it's really healthy and really important to step back from browsing images of what you can paint once in a while to just reflect and think about what new things you can come up with. How can you combine existing things? How can you make them new? How can you paint a topic in a more interesting and in a more creative way without immediately browsing the internet first? Just have fun coming up with your own ideas, because then you allow yourself to just play and have fun, to really explore your artistic abilities and ideas, and this already can make you so much more excited about what you're doing. And this can make you even more excited about trying out new things to see what else you can create. And I think one of the fun parts of just playing with your art is that you don't have expectations, you don't have this pressure to make it a certain way, because you just have fun, you just play, you let go of anything, like you just play with shapes, colors, and just see what you can add, maybe like you can do this or that, and you just it just comes from within, like your intuition tells you what to do. It's not like it needs to look the same as I'm seeing it. It's from within. From there you can find even more ideas and paint and actually practice what you like to paint and what brings you the most joy. Once I was happy with the painting on my watercolor paper, I actually took a picture and transferred that into Procreate. Procreate is an app for iPads, and I've been loving this program so much. You can design, paint, everything digitally, and it's so much fun. I felt like this way I could add additional things I haven't thought about before, and I think if you have this opportunity to play around with a drawing digitally, you can even be more creative with that, because you are more flexible and you don't have to erase things or start over, and you can tweak things more easily. And just by the art style and the colors I chose, this painting brings me so much joy already. I've been playing with Procreate for the last days or weeks, and I had so much fun. I was playing around with colors, shapes. It was just so pure joy to be creative, because I did it just for myself. I didn't think about what others would say, if they would like it, if it's something people would watch, and I just made it for myself and I couldn't stop. I didn't want to do anything else, and I felt so excited again, and I really missed that. Someone mentioned in my community tab that they miss, or they would like to see more from the artist side. They don't want to see exactly ideas what you can paint, but actually something that's made out of me, like a part of me. And I felt yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like I'm not in touch with my artist within me. So I really wanted to just play around with it and really explore what I can create and have fun with it, and don't be just so caught up in how making it amazing so everyone loves it. And I want something for myself like that. I want to work on that, and I think if you just allow yourself to play around with and have fun without this pressure, I think amazing things can happen. I would love to know, what is your process of creating art? Are you doing something similar or completely different, or are you struggling with coming up with ideas even when you do all of that, what I talked about in this video? I would love to know your thoughts in the comments below so we can help each other out. For more ideas on what to paint when you don't know what to paint, I have a few other videos that you can check out right here. I really hope it was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!